Hello and welcome to Kump.
Hello.
Hello, Lucy.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Are you excited? We're back on YouTube. We're back on Apple iTunes and Spotify and everywhere. We were away for a while for our wedding. Now, people who listen to our Patreon might, say, what do you mean? You've been back for a while. We've been doing our Patreons, because we never miss Patreons. You can sign up for our Patreon at patreon.com/RayCump. You get an extra episode every week for $5 a month. And in this case, it's been for a bit, an episode a week, but whatever. So we got married.
We're married.
We have, I can't recount all the stories now.
Yeah. We don't have our rings yet.
Well, we have rings, but then, I got scared. Lucie's cousin scared me into never wearing an actual wedding ring because apparently it only takes 10 pounds of force or something if you fall on the ring to chop your finger off. Jeez. Which that's what I was told. So he wears a jelly silicone ring, something like a flexible ring, which I think suits me just fine. I don't want to lose a finger. So I'll be doing that. So,
I wonder how often that happens. You would think it would happen a lot. People getting their fingers cut off.
It probably happens all the time.
Yeah.
Men using their fingers inappropriately with ladies of the evening, slipping in, slips off. They fall. I mean, it just takes 10, 20 pounds of pressure. I got plenty of pressure. I can't afford to lose a finger. Maybe
that's why they use the gold rings. Because then if you do chop your finger off accidentally, then you're exposed as an adulterer.
Okay, but why would that make you an adulterer?
Well, you just said
I came up with a scenario, sure. Yeah.
And then look, if the guy just fell and chopped his finger off, that's too bad. But
looks like God wanted you to dox you. That was God's way of doxing you as a philanderer. Mm. But yeah, we have all sorts of stories about our photographer and famous people and all sorts of shenanigans that happen at the wedding. You can find us on our Patreon. I don't usually bilk the Patreon early. I usually wait till the end of the podcast, and no one even knows it's there. So they stop listening, at the very end. They go, let me go see what Charles Barkley has to say about the NBA, and they forget about our Patreon. So anyway, but long story, we're happily married now, so we can move on from that.
We can move on. It's time to get a divorce.
My lawyer has been very aggressive against you, just preemptively.
Yeah. You went to all the lawyers so that I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, I figured I would go, I went the day after we got back from our little mini honeymoon. And just in case you tried to outsmart me. Don't forget I'm a chess player. I play chess, and I'm a tactician. I'm a man of the people. I'm the salt of the earth. So there's that. I don't really want to talk about the wedding anymore. What do you want to know? What do they want to know? What there should be one little nugget that came out?
One little nugget?
From the wedding? Is there something?
A little nugget? Well,
I don't know. Our first dance was to Smashing Pumpkins Tonight. Mm-hmm. That's a little factoid.
That's our song now.
It's our song now.
That came up in the playlist the other day. I was listening to music, and I was like, I honestly, I can't even listen to the song.
What do you mean?
Because I feel like I want to listen to it,
You start crying?
I just get so depressed.
No. What did I do? Why? Oh, God, I'm dead man.
No, because I'm like, this is our wedding. This is our special song. I can't just be listening to it casually on the street.
Okay.
I don't know.
You don't want to sully it? You don't want to be watching a man wipe, in the streets of New York, taking a shit on Madison Avenue while our wedding song plays in your ears. Well, get used to it.
Exactly.
I've sent actually to Border Patrol, all the cops. I've sent them petitions to start using that song. I think it'd be nice. So anytime there's a police operation, they play that song. And they start shooting people. Oh. Whatever they do.
When they start playing Tonight, you got to run.
Yeah.
Or put your gas mask on.
Yeah, it's like a signal. It's a, whatever. Moving on. It's even bigger than our wedding.
Bigger than our wedding.
It's almost a month after. A bigger event than our wedding. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
I'm talking about Barbie Heimer. Is that how the portmanteau works? Barbie Heimer?
Barbie Heimer.
Barbie Heimer. Not Barbie Hyman.
No.
Barbie Heimer. I don't think she has one.
No.
Because she's plastic.
Does she have? I was gonna say she doesn't have nipples either, but does she? Maybe
Margot
she does.
Robbie has nipples.
Yeah, she does.
And because she's a, I was gonna say because she's a woman, but that whatever. I mean, now, we off YouTube now. Sorry, YouTube. But yeah, Barbie Heimer is a new event of 2013. Is that the year we were living in?
2023.
Oh, I honestly, I meant that.
You were actually 10 years off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, wow. Anyway, what are you feeding me? Like fucking, what's that stuff they feed people? Arsenic? Are you poisoning me? Are you feeding me broken glass in my food?
Just little bits at a time, yeah.
Yeah, like an Oz. So Barbie Heimer. So what is this? Explain Barbie Heimer to me.
Barbie Heimer is an internet meme. That's I guess what it is. I thought that they wanted a movie mashup of the two movies, but I guess they were just promoting it as a double feature. Like go to see Barbie and then go to see Oppenheimer right after.
Not the studios, right? Is it the studio doing it? I thought it was like an internet thing.
No, it's the public.
Right.
As far as we know.
The public loves to do this, by the way. Didn't they have a thing with suits with the Minions movie where like young men would wear suits, like 20-year-old men would show up to Minions in a suit, and then yellow women probably. I'm assuming. I don't know. I mean, I have no problem with men, but I just don't know who wears a suit for Minions. Like, what? Who is this for? Is it frat? Is this what frat hazing has become? Because too many young men were given alcohol poisoning in the basement of an old frat house, and so now they will just show up to the Minions in a suit, whatever. None of this matters. The frats are depressed. They're all just. I don't know. Go see Barbie Heimer, and then we can drink together.
We've just seen too many kids choke on their own vomit at this point.
They're really riding us about the whole kids dying thing. So I don't know. Ninja Turtles, something. We don't care. No, it's but yeah, it's a new thing they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I said it was like an organic thing, but honestly, I guess it could just be the studios pumping out memes.
Is this the Barbie Heimer Oracle thing? What is Barbie Heimer a vital trend that is taking the internet by storm? Take a look at this. What do we got?
With Greta Gerwig's Barbie and Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer all set to release on July 21st, the cinematic world just witnessed a new trend, Barbie Heimer.
It's not a trend. It's a thing.
It's not. Yeah, I just don't see how it's not real. This refers to nothing, right? Yeah.
First of all, look, it's not real. It's something that like is probably being paid for by studios, and we're part of the problem. Me and you, pumping this out to the public.
Yeah.
And also, it's not a trend. See, a trend is something you do. Like, we're gonna keep doing this. Are we gonna keep Barbie Heimering? Now, people even know what I'm talking about. Barbie is the movie about Barbie. That's clear enough.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer is the Christopher Nolan film, which is about J.R. Oppenheimer or Robert Oppenheimer, right? Robert, what's his name?
Yeah. Right. Yes.
The guy who invented the atomic bomb, I guess, if you want to put it that way.
Right.
The head scientist of the Manhattan Project. Am I correct here?
Yes.
Yes. The man who famously loves the Bhagavad Gita. Is that how you say it? The Bhagavad Gita?
Yeah. He likes quoting
I have
Shiva?
become death, destroyer of worlds.
It's Shiva who says that, right?
I believe so. I mean, it was done much better in Michael Clayton. You're thinking of Michael Clayton. I am Shiva, the god of death. Right?
Oh.
Yeah, that's a different movie. This is Oppenheimer. Michael Clayton's also based on a true story, but that guy just invented like a new toilet. After like Michael Clayton ended up, don't get me bogged down in that. The point is, this guy invented the atom bomb, and then he did the little quote, And everyone, oh, he's so deep. Let's go make a movie about him. Oh, he regrets bombing Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Right. He didn't shut it down, though.
Yeah. He did nothing to stop it. And
that's the funniest thing about that anecdote is because, like, you have to just imagine him going, like, I have become death, destroyer of worlds.
What's for dinner? You burnt the meatloaf? You want to see me become destroyer of worlds?
What are you going to do?
What's her name? Kitty Oppenheimer's wife, played by Emily Blunt.
Yes.
Emily Blunt plays Kitty Oppenheimer, who is burning the meatloaf and enduring the wrath of Robert J. Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Imagine the man who made the atom bomb. When, like, every time you, like, he likes deviled eggs, and you make deviled eggs, but they're a little, sometimes you make a deviled egg and it's not quite great. The yolk doesn't really stand up like fluffy. It's kind of sickly looking. You hand this man deviled eggs, his favorite food, I assume. He's just like, what is this? I've split the atom, you cut. And then he's throwing things at her.
Yeah.
That's the movie, I hope. Not because I like that. It's just because let's show it men for all the warts they have, even if they don't exist. What do you
you think Oppenheimer flew into a rage if his deviled eggs weren't perfect?
I mean, what kind of man drops a bomb on a country?
Yeah.
That big. I mean, it's one thing to drop a bomb, but the bomb that big? What do you think they were going to use it for? Toothpaste? Making toothpaste? No, it's a bomb. He's destroying me. Yeah, I become destroyer of world. No, just countries. Just nation states. Not that far off. Anyway. Yeah, you think he lets it slide?
Well, when the deviled eggs aren't great?
He just eats these mushy deviled eggs and says nothing to Kitty Oppenheimer?
Well, I think if you dragged your family to, what was it called? Los Alamos?
Yes.
Whatever it was. And, you drag them there as they've got, and, you're working on something super secret all the time. Maybe you let the deviled egg thing go. They're probably homesick. All right. You're saying what should happen. I'm saying what would happen. And I'm saying that man, I spend 20 hours a day in a centrifuge. Do you even know what that is? He's like, no. You won't tell me anything. He starts mushing the deviled eggs in her mouth. I knew you wouldn't know.
I have become Shiva, the god of death. Eat the eggs. He's shoving deviled eggs in her mouth like 6 at a time.
Yeah.
It's like
God, that would be awful.
Right?
Yeah.
That's worse than like waterboarding. I'd rather be waterboarded.
If Oppenheimer did that, that's one of the worst.
Yeah, if he did that, that's actually worse than dropping the bomb.
Yeah.
Do you think he was on the plane to drop the bomb? I don't think so. I think I did a report in high school about this. I'm pretty sure he wasn't. But I pictured him just hanging out with the Air Force with the binoculars, like, look what I did.
What was he on? What was it? Was it the
Enola Gay?
Enola Gay, right?
The Enola Gay.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly,
I don't think he was on the Enola Gay, but I guess he could have.
I think that was the Enola Gay was the plane, and that was I believe it was named after, was it Colonel Tibbets flying the plane? Maybe, I believe it was, and I think it was named after his mom. So yeah, but because gay means happy in in that era, right? Mm-hmm. You.
I just assumed that Enola Gay was some combination of words. It didn't mean either thing.
No, I think it was based on his mom.
Oh.
I think her last name was Gay.
Mm. That's pretty gay.
Nice.
Nice.
So do you think Oppenheimer tried to get on the plane?
I think he tried to. I don't know if he wanted to be on the plane.
I bet. I mean, that's cowardly then. I would love to see this movie for real. First of all, do you think Christopher Nolan's happy about Barbie Heimer?
Well, he said that there's a quote from him here.
Oh, there is? Okay.
Let's
go to this.
Many members of the teams involved with Barbie and Oppenheimer have weighed in on the discourse about Barbie Heimer. Nolan said he finds the obsession, quote, terrific.
He's like, yeah, terrific. This is fantastic. My last movie was released during a pandemic about bullets going back in time, and no one thought it was clever. And now now I'm making a movie about the worst person in history next to Hitler. Might be worse than Hitler. I mean, Hitler killed more people, I guess.
Yeah.
But not as spectacular. Well,
what about Stalin?
No, I might take that back. I mean, I would never use the word spectacular for Hitler's crime. But you know what I'm saying. It's like, but like there was a big boom.
Yeah.
In the atomic bomb.
Right.
I mean, but there's other things that happened too. The Hitler,
Yeah, there was.
Let's not dwell on what Hitler did.
There were some booms in the Blitz.
That's true. Well, yeah. I mean, collectively, a lot of bombs.
What about Stalin? Do you think that
the Flash was a real bomb, by the way? Did Oppenheimer create a bigger bomb than 2023's The Flash with Ezra Miller? Is that
supposed to be bad?
Oh, it's supposed to be atrocious. There's all sorts of strange cameos in it. Nicolas Cage does a cameo as Superman from the failed movie that never got made. Also, he shoves the Flash shoves a baby into a microwave to save it. Anyway, we're not here to talk about the Flash. We're going to talk about Barbie Heimer. So what is Nolan's just sitting there going like, this is great. This is terrific. I don't care. I'm just sad Heath Ledger's dead.
Though it's common for film studios to release films from different genres on the same weekend, the stark differences between the serious, intense film about a man who oversaw the development of an atomic bomb and a lighthearted, candy-colored world of a childhood doll quickly became an internet phenomenon. But how? It hasn't described the phenomenon. It's just
people are just so sick of like going onto Twitter and having to fight about gender or cuckolds. That's become very big on Twitter that I've witnessed. There's also celebrity cuckolding going on. What else? What else is popular? You don't on Twitter. Just mean-spiritedness.
Right.
Just women saying why women shouldn't be able to vote.
Right.
It's now they're paying people apparently. Like these people who like tweet all the time and have a lot of followers. They get in these like they don't post these like I got 10 grand, I got 20 grand for being a content creator on Twitter. So now everyone's just incentivized to be even worse.
Right.
To just purely grift. I'm just sitting there going like, what if I was a donkey? Would you kill me? Whatever my tweets are. Nonsense. Silly nonsense. So I'm not surprised that people are just kind of chomping at the bit to have they want to get the internet back. The internet used to be this fun thing where like, you could like, the Arab Spring, right? Whatever. Like fun
the lighthearted fun of the Arab Spring.
Yeah. Or like Rickrolls. Rickrolls were fun, right? Back in the day. Remember you don't remember Rickrolls?
Oh yeah, Rickrolls were great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that's what the internet used to be. A bunch of Rickrolls and like, the Bang Bus. Whatever. And now it's all sorts of, so people are they want to get that back. They want to get that feeling back. It's kind of like MAGA, but for culture. Does that make sense?
Sure.
It's nostalgia. Barbie Heimer is the new MAGA. Anyway, was there any more to this?
I mean, I don't think it's ever.
Are they both Warner Brothers?
Oh, maybe.
Are we just playing into it now? What's this say?
Cillian Murphy.
I think it's Cillian Murphy.
Oh, Cillian Murphy. I don't know these Irish names. Cillian Murphy, who plays Julius Robert Oppenheimer, is in favor of a double movie idea. Quote, I can't wait to see Barbie. I love Margot Robbie. I love Ryan Gosling. We really are just reading PR propaganda.
Please release my children from the dungeon you have them in. I think it would be more interesting to have a team up of like Barbie with Sound of Freedom.
That would be great.
Which is that Jim Caviezel movie?
The Sound of Barbie.
The Sound of Barbie. Yeah, why isn't that a mashup?
That's a better match. Yeah,
Barbie trying to stem the tide of child trafficking. Barbie comes to the real world with Ken, and they go down to where do they go? The Columbia, the streets of Columbia, to stop this to meet with Q.
Oh man, they're all being held in a Barbie dream house.
Oh my God, yes. And then you know more about Barbies. What is unique about Barbie articulation?
Oh, I mean, you know, the stiffness of the limbs.
Yeah, there's got to be something lighthearted there that like offsets the horror.
The crazy disproportionate body.
Yeah, just Barbie gets trapped into a Andrew Tate situation.
Yeah.
Technically she agreed, but you know, she felt a certain way about it. Yeah, I think the Barbie. What did you say before? The Barbie of Freedom. The Sound
Barbie
of Barbie.
of Freedom also works. Sound of Barbie.
Sound of Barbie. That should be the new mashup. Sound of Barbie. And it's just like, you know, it's just Jim Caviezel just yelling at Barbie. I can't take it. Look, and we were gonna see that movie on Sunday.
You modern women, let this happen.
With your promiscuity. No, I don't know. It does seem like an interesting movie. I'm not taking shots at the movie per se. It does seem whatever. We were gonna go see it on Sunday, and at the last minute I said, let's go see Mission Impossible instead because it seemed more fun.
And it probably was. I mean,
you don't go to Sound of Barbie for fun.
Yeah,
you go to Sound of Barbie to you know, learn about. I'm not gonna get, because who knows? You can't actually know anything anymore. People go, you know, this is a movie that's exposing this whole thing. Look, whatever, whether the movie or not is accurate, or the guy it portrays is accurate, there is a problem with that. The kids. Do you disagree?
With the kids being kidnapped?
Well, in general, just being abused in general.
Of course, yeah.
Right, so
I think that's a big problem.
So let's, even if it is a made-up story, whatever.
Yeah. Look, if it is somehow funded by the real traffickers, that would be crazy.
I don't know. Look, people will say that, but I don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like something that, like, if there was a kind of cabal of these guys, wouldn't they say that?
That's true. Yeah.
I can't, like, I'm gonna err on the side. And look, this might be like, you know, how fascism starts. I don't know, but I'm gonna err on the side of not being a pedophile. I mean, it seems safer morally.
Yeah.
And just ethically.
Most likely, if anything, it's like the cynical take is that it's sort of exaggerated.
Yeah,
maybe
but Jim Caviezel doesn't help.
How much this guy did on his own, but it's like, but maybe he did save some kids.
I just don't think he's like, you know, I don't think the real guy cried as like momentously as this guy. He seems to cry a lot in this movie with single tears. Wish I had a clip, but if I get sued. So anyway, Sound of Barbie coming soon to a theater near you.
I can't wait.
What's your favorite Barbie?
I mean, God, I don't really think I had like a lot of Barbies. I mean, there was one that was like a Cinderella that I think I liked.
Oh, really?
Like a Cinderella
Is that
Barbie.
how you see yourself as Cinderella?
Cinderella Barbie.
I'm Cinderella, so you better be over 6 foot. Because I ain't playing.
Cinderella Barbie, now that I look back on it, it does seem like kind of like a redundant.
A hat in a hat.
Yeah.
Why not have like I mean, they had like Pocahontas Barbies, right?
Yeah, I think they had a bunch of Disney Barbies.
Yeah. That probably wouldn't fly these days. You know. So you don't have Cinderella, that's your final answer, Cinderella Barbie?
Yeah, I mean, I can't really think of any. I didn't have like a huge array of Barbies or anything.
I had a 12-inch RoboCop.
Ooh.
Which was great. And he hit the button on his chest and he would say, "Don't do drugs." And like he had a holster gun thing.
That's cool.
It was pretty great. I love RoboCop.
Sometimes I would make or let however you wanted to internalize it. The Barbie have sex with G.I. Joe.
Make or let?
Yeah.
What do you mean let? How do you let Barbie do that?
Yeah, depending on what you're projecting onto it, I guess.
Oh.
In my mind, it was letting.
But you were making them.
Yeah, right.
I think you're trying to say is that like that Barbie was into it.
Right. Yeah.
In your mind, but you were still making it happen.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have that kind of unilateral power over them.
Sure.
Yeah.
You create consent.
Yeah.
Through your own by decree. The consent by decree, according to Lucie. Well, that's cute.
Yeah.
Or weird. I don't know. I mean, did my action figures ever have sex? Probably. I had a Rogue from X-Men action figure, and she was kind of well proportioned, I guess. Very curvy.
Yeah.
So I'm sure she and Gambit, I think they did little smooches. Gambit, the Frenchman, who throws playing cards at people. Mm-hmm. Do you know what you're just saying?
No, I do.
All right. Well, they dated in the cartoon.
I know about G.I. Joe.
This is X-Men. You just don't be a pick-me. You're being a pick-me. Stop it.
Look, to be honest, the only reason I lied about it was because well, explain who Gambit is.
No more.
Look, I was trying to escape it, but
he's a French, well, Cajun, to be accurate, mutant who has a power of kinetic energy, and he has a staff, but also carries around playing cards, which he charges with his kinetic energy powers and throws at people. Like, you know how people can throw the cards into a hat? Mm-hmm. Well, imagine being able to do that, but also they were like lasers.
That's cool.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I guess this is really degrading.
I feel like I may have talked about this before, but I also made little Hot Wheels cars kiss each other.
You all you do is talk about that. you should. I mean, you're trying to create a whole new thing. Like, furries are out. Hot Wheel dating is in. Hot Wheel sex. There's that. So, we're seeing Oppenheimer on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
So that should be fun. And when Barbie, I guess we'll see next week.
Yeah, or we can not. I don't really.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, is Greta Gerwig's made this film?
Yeah,
people
I like
are accusing Greta Gerwig of like losing her credibility as an indie. Did you see Little Women? It was horrendous. First of all, Lady Bird was like a cute movie, but was that even like an indie film?
Yeah, but it was not. It was
not really.
Technically speaking,
yeah.
It was indie.
Well, it was a small film. I don't know if it was an indie film.
But at the same time, it's like her husband's Noah Baumbach.
Yeah, your husband's Noah Baumbach. Yeah. Stop it.
Yeah.
You're not putting this on like a gas station credit card.
Right.
Stop it, Greta Gerwig. I've seen you eat wine and cheese. Just stop it. Remember we were at that thing?
Yes.
And we went to see Lady Bird. It was a WGA screening that you got me into. And it was just
yeah, and you just caused chaos.
They were giving free wine and cheese away, and like this is when we were broke.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like now I'm not saying we're not broke. We're not like I'm just saying now I think we're doing a little better. Where like if someone offered a bunch of wine and cheese, I wouldn't be like, let's get our fill.
We could get 2 meals out of this.
Or just get really drunk and embarrass ourselves, or me mostly. I think I might have I didn't knock into her. I mean, I might have bumped into her and said, "I'm sorry." And I was kind of drunk. I was trying to get the cheese for you. I was like, you know, because you wanted more cheese, and I didn't care. But like if my girl wants cheese, I'm gonna get her cheese. So I don't care if you're Greta Gerwig. Like, you're in my way. I'm gonna say, "Hey, excuse me," and you're not gonna listen. I'm gonna be like, "Well, excuse me," and I don't know, maybe accidentally bump into whatever.
Yeah.
Did someone fall? I don't remember. Anyway, but I like that Lady Bird. It wasn't that bad. It was a cute film. But Little Women was terrible.
Little Women wasn't
terrible movie.
And then this is the kind of movie where it's like, okay, look, if you want to call it her losing her credibility, that's fine. But also, like, this is probably a job that you don't really turn down. Most directors, like, you know.
What, Louisa May Alcott movies?
No, Barbie.
Well, no, I think. Look, you think Kubrick would have done it?
Well, we're not talking about Kubrick.
All right. Well, do you see Christopher Nolan doing like a Ninja Turtle movie?
I'm talking. I said most directors.
Well, I mean, look, no, but we're talking about the directors no one's ever heard of, right? Who direct like the random films, you know, whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, who directed Ant-Man and the Wasp? You don't even know, right?
Right.
'Cause it's not Kubrick or Nolan or like, you know, Licorice Pizza guy.
Yeah.
P.T. Anderson. Right.
Right.
So Greta Gerwig, like, I think fancies herself part of that, you know, intelligentsia of directors.
I mean, I don't know. She's done 2 movies. Like,
this is her third.
Yeah.
3 now.
But and look,
only
what if
one
it
of
is
them...
like? And I'm not trying to be too down on it or too positive about it, but it's like, what if it was really good and it was really well received? Mm-hmm. You know, that can like create a lot of opportunity. You know.
No, famously Scorsese did Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
If he did it, I would say good job. That's a great movie.
I was thinking I should have said the Popeye movie that Robert Altman did. No, it is great that you know. It's amazing that Robert Altman's career took off so much after Popeye. It didn't. But yeah, no, good for Greta Gerwig. I mean, she's not selling out because there's nothing to sell out.
Yeah,
you're not that good.
And also, she was never a director who made these like really alienating films. Like it's like
right, she's not.
Lady Bird wasn't like alienating. It was like a cute indie film.
She's not Abel Ferrara. She's not making Bad Lieutenant.
Right. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
You know, like it's my Keitel impression. Strange movie. I brought that movie up in a weird way once. I don't even want to get into it. A dinner party. And,
right.
And people were perturbed by me. Right?
Oh, Bad Lieutenant? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a dinner party. Let's be clear. Not a dinner party. A girls get together.
Was it girls get together?
100% girls.
Well, and me.
And you.
I wasn't just, I mean, I was there as part of it.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of dropped by. You weren't there. I don't know why, but you weren't there for the whole thing.
I think I left in shame.
Yeah.
Because I brought up the scene, I don't get too graphic with it, but the scene where he pulls over the two girls and things go awry. And I was like, I brought it up for a reason. I think to like demonstrate that shouldn't happen.
Just to be clear, for anyone who might not be picking up on your subtlety, like the show me how you suck a guy's cock scene. That scene.
Yes.
The scene that's like, you know, near assault, kind of. Like
sure, but I wasn't saying that like this should happen to women. I just happened to bring it up at a dinner party.
No, it's like the crazy thing about it was that like you brought up the movie.
Yeah.
Nobody except for me, nobody there had seen the movie.
Right.
And it was like it was a bunch of, you know,
it was falling on deaf ears.
It was a bunch of girls. It was falling on deaf ears, and you were like, well, there's this one scene that's really great.
I don't think I said it that way.
And they were like, oh, okay. I mean, nobody was begging to watch it, and you were just like, I'm gonna show it to you.
Well, the TV was in the living room, to be fair. And I think I just put it on YouTube, and I immediately regretted it. I'm like, this might not have been the move. I was just trying to be a good host.
They're like, why is this happening? Why are we being shown this graphic abuse?
Well, look, I'm not an ostrich, all right? So I don't put my head in the sand like some people. Okay, all right. Leave it at that. Anyway,
it was amazing.
It was a fun night.
Oh yeah.
Did we play like Shoots and Ladders after that or something?
We played a game, or I forget what. Yeah.
What else is going? So, all right, moving on from Barbie Heimer and all that stuff. There is a situation with the what do you call it? The IRS, I guess. There are whistleblowers. Are these self-proclaimed whistleblowers? Like, what are they whistleblowing?
They're whistleblowing. I think they're saying that an investigation into Hunter Biden and his, you know, liaisons. Who
are these guys? Mr. Shapley?
That it was squashed.
Okay, so these are two IRS agents?
Yeah.
These guys look a little... These guys, I've got to be honest with you. I'm looking at these guys for the first time. They look a little odd for IRS. It's not what I picture when I think of IRS agents. They look like two thugs. They look like two like KGB agents. I don't know. I mean, and I'm not trying to. I get it. It's not a reference to the, you know, accusations against Trump for 6 years or whatever. I'm just saying they look like Boris and Boris. Don't the guy on the right doesn't he look like the guy on the left definitely looks like a KGB guy. He looks like. God.
Oh man.
What?
The guy on the right looks like a porno actor.
He does. He probably is. I mean, is anyone verified they work for the IRS?
I guess you know what? That's a good point. They probably should.
So apparently they're having hearings because this headline says second IRS whistleblower goes public at House oversight hearing about Hunter Biden probe. So apparently Hunter Biden, who is a real scamp, I guess. Old naughty boy.
He's a wild child.
Wild child. He apparently, I guess the latest development with, I mean, he's got to be the worst son in the history of politics, right?
And he might be the worst son in the history of sons.
Yeah, I mean, has any son done more to undermine his father than Hunter Biden? Now, I can already see the retorts. I can see people like Cat Turd being like, well, he's actually made his father rich. Because that's the accusation, right? That he just gets all this money and gives Daddy wants a taste. Wasn't that a quote?
That was a quote from him?
I think Daddy needs his taste or something. That's not, it's something like that. Not in reference to the IRS. But the point is, but yeah, he's just, I mean, who is the second most embarrassing son in history? Like,
John.
Oh yeah, well we were talking about this in the Patreon on the Kump episode. We were talking about RFK Jr. and I did make the point that John I felt was a little garish when he saluted his father's corpse as but John F. Kennedy Jr. I thought someone should have took him. Jackie really should have been like, no, you don't salute. Yeah. You're not a soldier. You don't salute. That's not. I mean, it's cute, but we're some institutions are too important to be cute about, and I feel strongly about that. So I think John Kennedy Jr., who we were speculating whether he was friends with RFK Jr., the political candidate. Anyway, so yeah, number 2 worst son is John. But yeah, so let's go back to this. So there's a probe now. Something fun happened in this event. So I guess the whole idea is that Hunter Biden. Supposedly was supposed to be under investigation, not just for this laptop, but because of other not paying taxes, I guess. And they were saying they were told. You read this article, right? They were saying they were told that not to investigate him. Which, look, to be fair,
and specifically that because it was the president's son.
I mean, that probably. You don't want to play the game of every president's kid, but like, come on. Of all the things that presidents do that are corrupt, this would be the least offensive thing ever. It's like, yeah, we told him not to invest. I mean, what is he being accused of? Not filing his hooker claims? I think that's part of it. I think he's being accused of not reporting that he paid a hooker.
He actually overpaid because he could technically deduct the blowjob.
Let's see. What's this article? Why is the text always so little? Read some of this.
The House Oversight Committee. The House Oversight Committee heard Wednesday from 2 IRS whistleblowers whose claims that the Justice Department politicized the Hunter Biden criminal probe have ignited a firestorm among Republicans. One of the 2 whistleblowers identified himself publicly for the first time at the hearing, Joseph Ziegler, a 13-year IRS special agent with the Criminal Investigation Division. In his testimony, Ziegler said he witnessed federal prosecutors deviating from normal procedures and echoed fellow whistleblower Gary Shapley's claims that IRS investigators recommended charging Hunter Biden with far more serious crimes than what the president's son has agreed to plead guilty to.
Oh, so he pled guilty. I forgot he pled guilty. So the IRS investigators were all right, but I mean, who the hell goes after the president's son this hard?
Right.
I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm not saying these guys are wrong to whistleblow. But it doesn't seem like that big a revel. I mean, but I guess it's how you get people. It's how you get Al Capone and how you get Biden. It's well, you should have reported the hooker.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of things that were bandied about this laptop that seem way worse than not filing for a hooker. Not doing a 1099-Z or whatever the fuck. Let's see. Now, does this also have the thing, the main point?
That's
the other article. Okay, we're gonna skip because so this is all a big hearing they're having, and then I guess they're asking a bunch of boring questions, and then now is this one blurred?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's she knows how to put on a show. I mean, you can disagree with her politically, but she seems to be. You and me can learn a thing or two from Marjorie Taylor Greene, I think. Do you disagree?
Yeah. I mean, she looks normal here.
What do you mean looks normal?
I feel like a lot of the time when I see her in the news,
Yeah.
She looks like some kind of exotic bird.
Oh, well, you know, that's a compliment, I think.
Yeah.
Is prostitution. It's a violation of the Mann Act.
Oh, should we go back to the beginning? Or did you cue it up to a certain point?
I queued it up to a certain point.
Okay.
Let me just move on just one more.
So basically, this is like, you know, hey, so Biden he didn't file a 1099 XQZ form, and then she comes back with.
Here. So when Hunter Biden paid for this woman to.
Are these blurred? These aren't blurred.
No, they're blacked out.
Why is everyone else blurring them? I don't think we can show these, can we?
I'm pretty sure they're blacked out.
Well, everyone else is blurring them. Whatever.
Do this with him to travel across state lines from California to Washington, D.C. on June 15th. This is a violation of the Mann Act. This was prostitution. Let me continue. Did Hunter Biden also use his company, Owasco PC, to pay prostitutes?
Can you hold on 1 second?
So she's just showing these, you know, you can show more?
Chairman?
Yeah, we'll give you this additional time back.
They're definitely giving the time back. They want to see this.
Yeah.
He's like, what is she doing? I don't know, lady. This guy's looking like, I don't know, lady. She's like, why is she showing me blowjob pictures? I don't understand. Shapely, help me out here.
So regarding Mann Act violations, what we can do is, given by the statute, we can turn those over to the House Ways and Means Committee, and then we can they can decide to vote to turn them over to you regarding Mann Act.
Yep, thank you, Mr. Ziegler. So talking about Hunter Biden using his company, Owasco PC, to pay prostitutes, this is also a suspicious activity report showing that victim one, the woman that was paid for prostitution, that traveled from California to...
Are prostitutes considered victims?
I think that's...
Do Republicans usually consider prostitutes victims?
No, I think they usually consider them criminals.
Right.
But like...
Okay.
Washington, D.C. paid for...
Yeah, I don't know if that's like...
This is...
There's context to that, or if
Hypocrisy doesn't exist anymore, so whatever. It's fine. There's no such thing. Literally.
This is an excerpt from a SARS report that we've read in the Treasury, and I think you all have looked at these too, showing that victim one was supposedly an employee of Owasco. But I would like to point out, this is not really what most paralegals do.
She's a star.
Ray, comment?
Well, well, you see, I didn't take that class on the Mann Act. She really is a star. I mean, is there anyone better than Marjorie Taylor Greene? I mean, this has got to be better than the Barbie movie, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this kind of is what we were... I mean, this basically is Sound of Barbie.
Yeah. Why does Ken have no cock? I mean, what's your takeaway from all? I mean, do you think we should... Can we just sacrifice Hunter Biden finally? Cut him loose, Joe. Cut your son loose. I don't care if Bo died in a dirt pit, whatever they call it. Or what do they call those things?
Oh, yeah, burn pit.
A burn pit. I don't care if your son died in a burn pit or died. You have to cut this boy loose. If my son if I was a president, now I'm not saying this is like, you know, this is the equivalent of invading Iraq, or whatever Trump did. Or whatever, or the drone strikes that Obama did, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not going to concede that, yes, Joe, I don't know. I mean, maybe it was a corrupt crime family in the Bidens. Maybe it's just a ne'er-do-well boy. But if my son ever, like, embarrassed me like this, I wouldn't let him use my name. Mm. You know, the whole thing with, like, he has a daughter, apparently, you know, Hunter, that he doesn't acknowledge, and Joe Biden won't acknowledge his granddaughter. Now, I don't know what that means. I mean, I don't think he's showing up to the random woman's house who got impregnated by Hunter Biden and just coming over for tea and not acknowledging the girl.
Right.
But I mean, I guess there's legal ways you can acknowledge. I mean, it would be funny if he actually like showed up for dinner and just kept calling her like, not calling her Biden.
Right.
You're not my granddaughter. Hey, this bunt cake's terrific, but you're not my granddaughter. Anyway, but I would just cut him loose at this point. He's just too. I mean, people talk about Billy Carter, right?
Oh, right.
Because he had that Billy beer, which is like a beer. He was a drunk or just a ne'er do well.
Yeah, he was a big drunk, right?
I don't know. I mean, that seems slanderous. But he was embarrassing. And there's Roger Clinton, who I guess he was like kind of a embarrassment for a while. Hunter Biden. This is just like you have people showing, sex tapes.
Yeah. I mean, how would we, if you were Joe Biden, how would you make it clear to the American people that you denounce your son?
I mean, I would come if I was Joe Biden, I would come out and I would say something to the effect of, "Well, hello, where am I? So the peach pits were really, I used to love peaches as a boy. Anyway, I'm here to honor Martin Luther King. Oh wait, no, something like that.
Yeah.
Something to that effect. I mean,
it's good that you're being realistic about his limitations. Too.
I don't think I'm not expecting like the Emancipation Proclamation out of this guy anymore. The guy's admittedly very old. He's probably too old. What is he, like 80? Or 90? Is he almost 90?
He's like 76.
No,
right?
look up Joe Biden's age. I think it's like 102. This guy's gotta be old. 80. Oh, he's 80.
Okay.
Look. Some people in their 80s can make hit films, like Sean Connery, right? He was making movies, was not at 80.
Mm-hmm.
Who's Google this, most successful? How old's Clint Eastwood?
Oldest successful actor. Okay, I don't know who that
That's
is.
nonsense. They're showing you some silent film racist actor.
Clint Eastwood is 93.
He's 93 and he's still making bad movies. Like, these aren't Unforgiven, but they're still movies. You can still watch them. And how long ago was the Richard Jewell movie? Like 5 years ago?
Yeah.
So he was like 87 making the Richard. That movie we didn't keep watching because it wasn't very good. I mean, Unforgiven's a great movie.
Oh yeah.
The other ones I'm not so sure.
I mean, he made that movie The Mule, right? Like last year or something.
He makes a bunch of movies. He's making movies. He's got Cry Macho. He's got The Mule, American Sniper. This guy's old as shit. Gran Torino, $1 Million Baby. I mean, the last good movie was Unforgiven, right?
Wow.
I kind of enjoyed Gran Torino when it came out.
Wow, so he was like in his 70s when he did The Bridges of Madison County?
Yeah, and him and Meryl Streep just olding it up.
Yeah.
I can't stand Meryl Streep.
Greasing each other.
You grease me up, I'll grease you up. It's disgusting. Just filthy. That's worse than anything Hunter Biden's into. No, but I just don't understand. It is sickening. There is no ethics left in politics, right? Like, everyone's a shill. So how are you letting your son drag you down? Like, at a certain point, you're letting your son ruin the country. From your perspective. I mean, honestly, Republicans probably love Hunter Biden. He's just, this is great. We got content. It's like, money for war? Well, whatever. This guy's getting a blowjob. Look at it. Did you pay her Medicaid or whatever? You paying the FICA for this hooker?
They probably got like operatives partying with him. Like, just do one more line.
Yeah. Now make sure that you pay this woman for her hand job, and then don't give her COBRA benefits. I mean, it's so hilarious that's to burn him down. Technically, you're supposed to give her COBRA. If you're not familiar, COBRA is that thing where what does it stand for? If you lose your job, they offer you it's kind of an insult usually. Because they'll be like, well, you're fired or laid off. But the plus side, you can pay us $700 a month to keep your health insurance with your no money. And it's kind of but that's called COBRA. I think it stands for your life sucks. I'm not sure the acronym works, but like your life sucks now. Anyway, moving on. What else do we? There's another. I mean, did you have anything you want to add about Hunter Biden? Do you think he's cute?
I don't. I mean, look, he's not unattractive. I mean, he's kind of like he's got a beat up look about him because he's a drug addict. But
well, I mean, yeah, he is. I think he admits that. I think when you admit to like sucking, for digging for meth or crack rocks in a carpet on national TV, we can call him a drug addict.
Yeah, I think
Sure.
so.
So there's another crazy story. All right, so here, what we got here? U.S. scrambles to determine fate of soldier Travis King, who fled to North Korea. So this is, what we got here? What's this? What are they telling us?
U.S. officials scrambled on Wednesday to determine the fate of an American soldier who made an unauthorized crossing into North Korea, handing Washington a new crisis in its dealings with the nuclear-armed state.
Snore. Why is every article written so like just boring? This guy is this U.S. Army soldier. He's accused of, I don't know, assault.
What kind of assault?
I don't know. Maybe he hit some. Maybe he attacked BTS. Maybe, those K-pop guys, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he just pulled a big machine gun out in the middle of a BTS concert and says, "I can do this because I'm in the goddamn army." He said, "I don't give a damn. I love this band, but I'm going to pull out this massive machine gun, and no one can stop me because I'm a U.S. soldier." Just really rubbing it in. I have no idea if this happened. Probably didn't. But maybe that. Or maybe he just hit a woman. Somewhere in the middle. So
do you think this would be a case? This would be a good case for Jag.
I don't think he was in the Navy. But yeah, I guess. Other than that.
Oh, right. That's just the Navy.
Right. I love how you think Jag just goes around to like to like the Delta Force going, I'm gonna put you in jail, and they just shoot him. the guy who like stabbed the Iraqi prisoner or whatever. He's trying. There should have been a Jag special where they go after Eddie Gallagher.
Wait, who's Eddie Gallagher?
He's that Navy SEAL guy who was like the commander who like stabbed the guy who was like on a hospital bed.
Oh shit!
Remember, and there was a whole trial about him.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should get him on the podcast.
Yeah.
Regardless of what he did, he was facing, I think he went to a South Korean jail. He was facing more military, he let him out maybe. But either way, he was facing military, repercussions, a tribunal, if you will. And he said, nah, he bounced. He like dodged and weaved away from his security, or his guards. He went on a tour of the DMZ. And I guess during the tour, he just jumped across into the DMZ and started running, which I didn't think you could do. I thought they would shoot you if you did this. I've always wanted to. I mean, the only reason I didn't go to North Korea years ago was because I just thought they would shoot me. I mean, now I'm being, told that I can just run there. I think we would do pretty well in North Korea.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, would they let us in? I mean, 'cause is this guy being like, are they letting him in? Are they accepting him in North Korea?
I'm not sure. I mean, I think they do accept defectors, but
I would love to. I shouldn't say that yet until we're there. But that could be a lot of fun. I don't have any secrets to give them, but we could help.
I feel like we need to give them something. We need to
Our podcasting abilities.
Yeah.
Maybe we pitch them a podcast.
Yeah.
What I mean. Imagine, all right, we're sitting there with the North Koreans. Kim Jong-un, right? That's the right one?
Kim Jong-un, yeah.
Yes, that's the current son of the, whatever, the supreme leader.
Of Kim Jong-il, the deer leader. Wait, no. Kim
Yes.
Jong-un is the deer leader, right?
I think they're all supreme leader.
And then
The deer, you think the leader of deers?
no, I think Kim Il-sung was the supreme leader.
They're all supreme leaders,
They
aren't
all
they?
get their little tiny names.
I
I
don't think so. I don't.
Kim Jong-il was the great leader, and Kim Jong-un is the deer leader, I think.
This is too much. All right, we're having this conversation in front of them.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever you are, sir, we'd like to pitch you a show. I mean, what do you think what would be the thing we pitch, you think?
I would want to pitch maybe a game show.
Oh, so we're skipping the podcasting that we do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, look, our general
We're going now we're TV hosts.
general production abilities, entertainment.
So we go there. What have you done before? Well, we're podcasters. Oh, so you want to do a podcast? Maybe you can kind of help us, spread. I mean, they wouldn't call it propaganda, but whatever. Information. I mean, well, here's the thing. We'd like to do a game show, not even a TV podcast. They're like, oh, you picture like we like to do something on TV. Oh, and they're like, oh, you mean like Howard Stern in the '90s on the E Network? And we're like, well, no, not that. I'm surprised you knew that reference, but not that. We were thinking more like a game show. So what is this game show you want pitched?
I'm thinking trivia, and
Okay.
you do, and it's actually Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un will be on the show, and it's going to be kind of like a win Ben Stein's money type thing, where average North Korean citizens will kind of come on and try and compete with him in trivia.
Okay, so you want us to get to South Korea, go to the DMZ, jump over the fences, the barbed wire, all the no man's land, I believe the whole where people shoot at you supposedly. Get over there, somehow get a meeting with the supreme leader of the country, Kim Jong-un or whatever, the deer leader, and then pitch to him that he should be not even a game show host, but like a permanent contestant.
Yeah,
I mean, this seems a bit degrading.
I mean, look, if you think about it, what else is he doing? And I think that actually does help the people too, because that means every minute he's doing the game show, he can't be, sicking dogs on people.
Well, I think he can multitask, but sure. I think he had a BlackBerry at least. Maybe probably has an iPhone, but at the very least he has
No
a BlackBerry.
phones on the game show. It disrupts the integrity of the trivia
Good point.
competition.
Well, maybe he has like an old text phone that he can just a jitterbug, and he texts just like emojis that says like sick dogs. Either way, whatever.
just the puppy emoji.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They
all right.
know.
So what happens? So these people, what do they get if they win? They become supreme leader for the day, or they just get the food, a little bowl of rice.
I was thinking, maybe a little bowl of rice, a little a fruit.
Okay, fruit. Okay. And what happens if they lose?
I mean,
Because the stakes are incredibly high in North Korea.
yeah. Maybe they.
I feel like you don't want to say it, but you're basically are you thinking they get executed?
I was thinking that.
Jesus.
But it also,
I knew it was gonna lead to this.
it also occurred to me that if they win, they'll probably get executed too, because
Why are we doing this?
Kim Jong-un probably isn't going to stand for a North Korean peasant beating him at trivia.
Well, I can see that being true. Yeah, sure. But then why are we even there? I thought we were going there to help.
I thought we were.
And you're just envisioning us pitching a murder show where we're complicit and thousands. I mean, what if this show is successful and we're just on for 20 years?
So you just want us to go to North Korea and be snobs about the culture? You just wanted us to go and be like, we don't like that you.
No, I wanted to pitch a podcast. I envisioned a podcast where we go to these fake restaurants and pretend they're good or something, when the Vice doc, when it was there's all this food, but it's just a show. But we just pretend like it's great. It's because theater of the mind. We wouldn't have to be on video anymore. We would just be like, these scallops are so good. I love the supreme leader or the deer leader.
So you want to be like the Anthony Bourdain of North Korea?
Is that really? I mean, I know the guy. I know you. I know you think he's weak because he killed himself, but is that really what you think of him? You think that's the Anthony Bourdain? I mean, to be fair, I have told that story many times about going to that restaurant in Queens where he ate I ate the brains and the kidneys and the liver. It was disgusting. Him and Andrew Zimmer did an episode, and they're like, "Oh, you really tasted thousands of years of cultivating these flavors to make it." And it was always tasted like piss. So I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe you're more right than you realize. But I don't want to be complicit in a death. I prefer not to be complicit in death.
How are you going to go to North Korea and not be complicit in death?
Good point.
I mean, we're both enabling the dictatorship here. You just want to put the patina of culture of culinary delights onto it.
Well, look, I guess would you not give them water? Would you not give them sucker? Is that the right word? I mean, me showing up and saying, and basically doing like a podcast fake tea party, we go, yes, the fake apple is delicious. It's a little different than going like, hey, what's the capital of Ohio? And if you get it wrong, you're dead. If you get it right, you're dead. I feel like there's a little difference there.
Well, look, when I go to a place, I try to, I don't judge the place I'm in. I try to.
You just kill people. Apparently, you just kill people. You start a game show and kill people.
Yeah.
Well, we'll put a pin in that one. I think we'll stay here for a while. maybe in a few years we'll revisit this. I love
how you're like, no, I want to be friends with Kim Jong-un, but I want to be moral about it.
I didn't say friends. I just say we can get a job over there. And like, whatever. I mean, I love how you see there's no difference between me going, yes, the tangerines are real, and like literally dropping a guillotine on someone's neck when they don't know what how to spell Mississippi. I guess it's not really trivia; it's more of a spelling bee. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in. If you're a fan of the show and you'd like more of the show, as we mentioned before, we have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/RayCump. And you can go to that Patreon. If you sign up, you get an extra episode every week for $5 a month. That's a nice little deal. So if you want, you can do that, and we'll see you over there. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Have a great week.